I know why you clicked on this video. You were born with an intimate desire for answers. Or maybe you just watched the last one, or you were like, ooh, cool title. Welcome to the second installment of Can You Beat Zenlezz Zone Zero with only one character? This means one character per mission, no switching, no synergies, and no bangboos either, because we still respect bangbo rights. Our stance on bangbo rights may or may not change over the undisclosed period of time, and if stand for today cannot be legally used against us in the court of law. Last time, we took the head of the dead-end butcher to finish off chapter 1, which left us very unemployed, and running a video store costs money. This is largely because we suck at running a video store, but that's not the point. I was scrolling through Indeed, you know, and saw that the construction site on Anus Quarter is hiring, so you know where I went.
We're almost there. Our president is just ahead. She may be young, but she's a real beast.
Watch out! It's you, Anton. Diagnostics almost done.
Oh my god, it's the Grippers girl! I'm such a big fan. Can I get an autograph? Please, 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 please!
Allow me to introduce our president.
I'm president of Bellavog Industries, Kuwaita Bellavog!
Oh my god, is that motherfucking Honkai's Star Ray ref? Oh, wait, it actually is this time. Now, before we jump into this mission, I did decide to give Lycaon a chance. Support characters like Nicole, Luciana, and Sukaku do pretty decent damage. And his ability to swiftly proc star effects has potential. Plus, he's literally a 5-star. It's not like I'm not gonna use him, am I? So I leveled him to 20 and gave him Ambi's entire cell with the W's in the chat drive and her entire disc collection. So let's try this puppy out.
Nobody has a clue what you're talking about.
Are you talking to her or me? Cause fuck you. She kinda right though.
Midnight drag racing, deliberately scratching up their bodies, putting on massive stickers that are extremely difficult to clean, trying prohibited ether fuel mixtures, even imitating the old civilization cartoons, and trying to merge with other machines!
Whoa. Having listened to your description, I wish I could see that.
Damn, hell, you're a freak. Loki's saying, but I wouldn't publicly admit it like that. Lycaon is pretty cool. Great anomaly build up, and I really like his playstyle of being able to use different combos based on if you hold your attacks and skills down or not. In fact, I was enjoying playing him so much I decided to. Yeah. Lycaon does so little damage. It's actually insane. What the fuck do you mean? I legit feel like I'm a little plushie tapping on a titanium tank, but the titanium tank is just a piss random level 1 enemy. To put things into a little bit of a perspective, I survived about 8 minutes on Big Lick, and then I left, redid the mission on Anbi, also a stun character by the way, boy, a 4-star one, and reached the same point in about 4 minutes. She does about double the damage of Licky Licky. So if anyone is interested on why I'm not using Lycaon my balls, this is the reason. These fights take a while longer to finish than they should already, and I'd like to finish chapter 2 before patch 4.6 comes out.
So it's you! The bad guys are trying to break up me and Mr. White!
Oh, it's only been a couple of days, and yet our child has become a fabulous young lady.
Just take it easy now, Grace. But who's Mr. White? Another machine?
Jesse, we need to cook, Jesse. Jesse, if you combine zinc chloride, blue platinum, and a pinch of mercury salt and heat that shit up to 250 degrees in the air fryer, we can synthesize the gold. Jesse, listen to me, Jesse. I can use this to propose to this lovely lady, Jesse. Jesse, you have to understand you're the love of my life, Jesse. Jesse, don't mix that in yet. No, Jesse, you fucked everything up, Jesse. Fuck you, Jesse. Mr. White, you're stupid.
I made up my mind! I'm staying here with Mr. White! So take back what you said!
Easy first try, baby. I may have got slapped about a little and things got dangerously close at many a moment, but hey, it's nothing a little bit of locking in can't fix.
I told you not to touch him! You moldy turds just don't understand, do you? She's like a different person!
Wait, Miss Boring Machine! That was...
I'm so sorry, Mr. White! I got too excited!
Yes!
I killed Mr. White! It's all my fault! Oh no! Grace might know everything about machinery, but she's single as hell! She knows nothing about love!
Okay, now that's just a low blow. Even I don't go that low, man.
Every building can only give one hug in its lifetime. He gave his to you. And he even drove off the ethereals. What a gentle building. You have good taste. Don't be discouraged. We won't let you say goodbye to him just like that. Here, come back with us. Let's work together to rebuild Mr. White on new land.
This shit's fucking beautiful, man. I believe in you, girl. You can rebuild him. You can rebuild him better than ever. This is cinema. As you can see, I was getting pretty bored of only using Nicole, and I started testing out a bunch of different characters. Next up is Sukaku's quest to find the next piece of heavy machinery with a wacky personality. A quest to bring the grappler to the grippler. Almost poetic. Sukaku is actually quite fun to play, like for real this time. This isn't a Loki John situation. Using your skill grants a stack of spooky fire, which can be used to equip a buff which strengthens your basic attack and dodge counters. Quite perfect for this run. Her skill is essentially, you ever used an ultra great sword in Dark Souls, buddy? And can be repeated up to 4 times based on energy level. This skill is similar to Khors because it gives damage resistance and can be used to partially block attacks in a pinch. Her ult is just a big Beyblade damage spin that gives invulnerability for a little while. Great character for this run. Lots of survivability and a bunch of damage. Beautiful. And a couple kinda difficult fights later, especially this 1v2 against these cement goblin mini-bosses, we get to meet the man of the hour.
My pursuers are finally here! I've been waiting!
You call yourself a real pro after that sneak attack?
Oh? Look who's talking! The answer is simple then! Let's battle! One-on-one!
Okay, big man, let's go. Finally, someone who speaks my language. Fluent Violentese. And back to regular scheduled programming or dying to every boss ever. Why did I die so many times to this guy? Simple explanation is I'm kinda Cheeks McGee, while the more interesting explanation states that a lot of the slam attacks that the boss has have very similar windups but end up doing very different slams, and in the heat of the battle it was kinda hard to distinguish between them. That's why you see me get whacked on the noggin by the excavator head a couple of times. If you can consistently time it, you can do some dodge counter cycling when he does the spin for maximum damage. But the interesting thing about timing this is that you need to time it based on the iframes of your dodge attack rather than the boss attack itself, because the spin has a consistent hitbox during its duration, but different characters get different amounts of iframes in their dodge counters. This was very noticeable when I tried the same fights on different characters and was able to muscle memory all of the fight, but always messed up the dodge counter cycling because I'm used to the previous character's iframes. And this same principle applies to any consistent source of damage like fire breaths or explosions, more on this later. But now, I have a real bro to beat up.
Effort tracking me down, but I'm not going back with you, so give up now and admit defeat! What's happening? Ethereals! Stop! Let go of me!
This is what too much anime does to an excavator. Pay attention. No more Sunday morning cartoons for you, big man.
Why are you helping me?
You have a great dream. It's a real shame that you're giving up so quickly. And after I agreed to have a proper showdown with you, we haven't got a winner yet. All right. You haven't told me your new name yet.
My new name is Man of Iron, Brave One, Sparkling Engine, Hans!
So, you're still called Hans?
Then the game refused to let me play it by locking the story behind random side quests and level ups, so I just did a bunch of side quest missions. Nothing too crazy, kinda easy, but fighting against a bunch of these mini bosses made me a bit better at the game, I think. Good practice to learn all the timings better, things like that. And this is where the video is gonna take a bit of a Z-turn. And the only real context you need is that one stubborn ass motherfucker. 3 missions. Eliminate looter I, and I. Completely optional. This is the most important part. They're completely, absolutely optional. No reason to do them at all. Missions of nightmare difficulty made to challenge players with full teams of level 30 characters. So of course I got my ass blasted. This boss attacks super quickly, far quicker than anyone else so far, and does a lot of damage. Like a quarter of my health in one hit type of damage. So I decided it's time to become strong. Start the training montage music. I currently use Plenty Luna, a W drive which gives 20% more basic attack and counter damage. You're probably beginning to see a little trend building up here. I lowered it to 30 and a couple other drives for my other characters because I started to realize that using level 10 drive is no longer gonna cut it. And in a beautiful bout of dramatic irony, my quest to upgrade Corin's abilities requires me to farm the same boss that put me in this situation in the first place. So not only was this a training montage in the let me get materials so I can level up my abilities and do more damage type of sense, but also in the I'm literally forced to learn how to beat this guy or I can't progress type of sense. The video writes itself. Who could have thought the training montage actually worked? Woo! Now, let's move on to I.
Boom. Bam. Bop. Bada bop. Boom. Pow. Boom. Bam. Bop. Bada bop, boom. Pow. Boom. Bam, bop. Bada bop. Boom. Pow.
Yeah, you did not expect a death montage this long, did you, huh? Even from an ass merchant like myself. But listen, this fight is just hard, man. A blessing in this fight is the 2 buffs you get for it. Perfect dodges are easier to trigger and dodge counter damage increased by 50% and dazed damage by 30%. If the buffs were something less useful, I would have an even harder time with this fight, and it's already really bad. The 2 robots in phase 1 followed the usual design philosophy of one guy beats your ass melee, the other one peppers you from range, except sometimes they go double melee or double range, which becomes very annoying, but by maintaining good positioning throughout the fight you can actually minimize this. But once again, if you can force them to surround you in double melee, you can increase your DPS pretty significantly because you end up getting double hits from all your abilities. This does come with a higher risk as the way the bosses layer their attacks can become hard to manage, but at this point I took the risk because this is already an endurance fight and the less time I have to make mistakes, the better. One thing that you need to learn about a man's psyche is that if you force him to fight the same boss enough times, he'll become creative. This fire attack is a prime example of a good way to boost your DPS. The easiest way to dodge it would be to just outspace the boss during it. Nice. You can also see it coming and dodge out of it with a counter for even better efficiency, or you can just lose your mind completely and dodge into it and cycle dodge counters in the fire. In the rare case they both spit fire at the same time, you can dodge in and out of each flame on some punk shit. Another optimization you can do in this fight specifically is slightly delaying / hastening your dodge timings. Hear me out, this might sound a tad bit crazy, but I'll try to explain it as best I can. In attacks like the big ranged barrage with a bunch of projectiles flying at you, you can dodge earlier than normal due to the extra iframes that you get, and if you do that twice, you can usually get an extra dodge counter in compared to if you dodge when you would normally. The more generous perfect dodge window essentially increases your time range of perfect dodging, which means you can skew yourself to a specific side to fit in extra dodges since the actual attack stays the same speed. Hopefully this made some sense, as I do not know how to explain it in any other way. If that sounded like absolute drivel, don't worry about it. That was the easy half of the fight. I present to you Big Fuck Off Robot and a literal Nazi terrorist. This time around it's a proper melee and range duo with no gimmicks. The only gimmick is that they bend you over and call you slurs. The ranged guy spams all sorts of grenades, bombs and lasers, super varied move pool which really forces you to constantly be on the move. Then the big guy is super aggressive, can catch up to you very quickly if you make space between you, and is able to create a lot of space for his ranged brother. And not gonna lie, his fast kinda blocks you from seeing the other guy half the time, which makes it even harder to dodge his bullshit array. There is no optimization in this fight. No cool mechanics, nothing of the sort. There's only one tactic, and one tactic only. You sprint at the ranged guy and you just keep hitting him and keep up the pressure while trying to stay away from the big man as much as you can. It's impossible to play the game when the ranged guy is alive, so the fight quickly goes from slow and methodical in phase 1 to just kill or be killed within 30 seconds in phase 2. This is unenduranceable. However, when or if you do manage to kill the ranged guy, you're left with a pretty easy rest of the fight. Honestly, big respect to this fight design, because these two enemies by themselves, let's just all be honest here, quite easy to deal with. But the way they complement each other is kinda perfect and lets them become a lot more together than they ever could as individuals. And this would be a very beautiful moment if the duo in question wasn't literally Mussolini and Hitler. Oh, and if you were wondering, yes, it's been like 5 days and I'm still doing random side quests because I'm literally being time gated from playing the story. It got so bad, I literally had to stop playing the game for a couple weeks after chapter 2 so I can stack enough levels to play the next bits uninterrupted. Hand on shoulder. Listen, I understand. I understand that you want me to build up a habit of daily logins for you. I get it. I've read a psychology book once or twice in my life. But this is really taking the piss. I swear none of the other horror games were this time gated, but I'm done complaining for now since, ooh look, I can finally play the game. Woo! Benjamin texts like my uncle, which is apparently necessary to put in the script, I guess. He tells us we found the next machine and a couple fights later we
Found it! It's charging at us without even a word?
It's running?
What are you all waiting for? Go after it!
One kid is a love-obsessed teen, the other is a battle manga nerd, and the third one is just an edgy horror farmer. Nice, every kid is as weird as their mother, yet in their own unique ways. I'm not here to give relationship advice or anything, but you and the drill are quite well acquainted at this point. Maybe you two should move on to the next phase of your relationship. Now, let me be clueless to the backdrop of my own deaths. I have no idea why I struggled so much with this fight. Looking back on it, there's nothing crazy going on, and like you can literally see me completely ignoring mechanics. No attempts to dodge or anything. I think it just might have been one of those weird mental blocks, you know, when you die to a boss you shouldn't to a couple times and you kind of get stunlocked by your own mental. There's no other explanation. I eventually benched Sukaku at no fault of hers, mind you. I just felt like I wasn't going anywhere and needed some sort of change. And I fell back to my usual crutch. Hi Corin! Can you blame me though? Corin is kind of a menace. I love using Corin because her dodge counter is long, maybe even the longest in the game, which just means more iframes. Then her skill also gives invulnerability in the initial frames, but can also be used to take less damage in a pinch, or can be combo extended if you have an opening to use it. She is surprisingly versatile, plus she simply does more damage than a lot of my other characters by a significant amount, which helps. Like, it helps a lot. I don't want to only use Corin because I feel like that would get really boring really quickly, but I did just spend however many hours spamming random side quests on her, so I'm kinda in my zone with Corin.
Okay, I know you can hear me. Let's talk.
I'm the enlightened sinner. I cometh to stabilize the seal and guard this place on my mentor's charge. Thou shalt leave at once.
Leave it to me. I appreciate your imagination, my child. But let's talk about it when we get back.
Wait! Let's talk! Stay away!
Turns out this guy can actually talk like a normal person.
Listen to me! I'm not lying! I hear the calling from my mentor Khors! I can't fail him!
Huh? Why are we all looking like that? Why did everyone suddenly lock in? As if my guy said Sean Combs 3 times in the mirror?
What's going on? Why is he mentioning that name?
I would also like to know, please. You can't just do a cliffhanger like that and force me to do side quests for another 4 days. That's just plain evil.
Horse. Belobog. Belobog Industries, previous president, and my father. Dad! It's so late! Where are you going? I don't want to be home alone!
There's an emergency. I have to go now. Just stay at home and be good. Daddy will be back in no time. I promise.
Just like that. He vanished. That liar.
How are you being a deadbeat as a single father? This is our legendary deadbeatery we haven't seen for a millennia. Look at Belle's face. When mom and dad are arguing, she just said they're like, ooh. Apparently, there's a secret prototype running about the holo that we need to yoink back, so we're heading back into the holo like we always do. But not after I get my fill playing on the construction site.
Yay! Yippee! Grace knew the situation here, but things were urgent and she didn't know how to explain it to you.
I get it. I should have listened to what she had to say.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have made you worry.
And the child becomes the marriage counselor. Life truly goes full circle, doesn't it?
This is it. The memorial square Belobog built back then.
The slick colors, the handsome lines. Yes, that's the prototype.
Huh? This is...
No mistaking it. That's a bullet hole. Just look around. There are bullet holes all over the cockpit.
What? What happened here?
That's a bill for the prototype. Not only does it have President Khors' signature, it has the date and amount on it too.
The amount is the same as what disappeared from the company's accounts, and it matches the time of Khors' disappearance. So that means Khors took the money to pay for the prototype.
Listen, this is all well and good that you guys are discovering all this information about Khors and stuff, but this really does go against my narrative of calling him a deadbeat, so unfortunately this is getting cut, guys. Nope. Okay, dig him up now, lads.
No worries, I'm on it.
Ooh, who's this freaky fella? Another victim? Yeah.
It's coming!
Not so fast! Behave yourself!
Is that a motherfucking Scorpion Megazord? Okay, why not? Let's rock and roll, fuck it. Kaleda, don't let him bully you, girl. Stand up for yourself. Fuck you, pussy, this was for Kaleda. Die.
Damn it! If this continues, we're done for! The prototype?
Leave it
Oh, hi,
to me.
Kaleda.
Come on, you punk! Almost. Just a little more.
Oh no, Kaleda.
Here, Kaleda. Give it a name. Give it a name.
Get moving. Steroid! Don't look down on me. We're proud to be Bellabog, the power of smart construction machinery. Our Bellabog machinery will never give in!
She just told the excavator to lock the fuck in. And it worked. The fight itself was intriguing because it was an amalgamation of the mechanics of the first 3 bosses, which made it cool thematically, but not super difficult to beat or anything for that exact same reason. To finish off chapter 2, Kaleda left us with a hard drive containing Khors' homework folder. Trust me girl, you do not want to see that. And we finally unlocked W drive discs. Don't get me wrong, I had a few before from mission rewards, but now can actually farm specific ones that are actually good for my character. And maybe, just maybe, some good stats might even get rolled. Well, I'm gonna be real with you, that's very unlikely, but a man can dream. Fanged Metal is the set for Khors as it gives physical damage buffs and even more damage when she procs Assault, which happens at least a couple times per fight, you know? Pretty simple in Khors' case. But if you are a big fan of mathematics, next episode is gonna delve deeper into optimizing Water's grand debut, which will involve some banging maths. Like we're gonna be doing equations and probability and shit. It's mad. Oh my, who's this beautiful robot lady? Guys, I'm gonna shoot my shot, guys, and you motherfuckers better not snitch that I called robot slurs last episode.
Flashback.
How to build this clanker with a hard R, of course. Please, I'm a changed man. I'm a changed man. I'm a new man. I'm a better man. Please don't do this to me. Please, I need this. Elfie lets you trade in your useless discs for materials that you can use to make more discs. Essentially, it's a variation of re-rolling, and she plays smooth jazz while I'm losing my mind for getting awful rolls for the 50th time. And after a while of reading numbers and doing basic maths, I got a decent Khors build going, with some relics that aren't completely useless and a level 30 Starlight engine, which has a worse effect, but the stats it provides are good enough for it to be better anyway. This page. Dead End Butcher? Yeah. Weird Scorpion guy? Sure. Next one is locked because I haven't reached that part of the story yet? Makes sense. And then Pompey. I can just click it and fight him for some reason. Sure, why the fuck not? Spoiler alert, by the way. The battle starts off with a little bit of a gang fight, but I try to keep all the enemies grouped up as much as possible for maximum AoE damage. Then 1v1 the big guy while saving my ultimate for when Mr. Pompey himself drives in. Did he just kamikaze his own bike and then turn its remains into a hammer? that shit hard. Listen, I know I said I won't be using the rewind feature, but that was for rank up missions. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the only reason I did use it was because you only get 3 attempts at this guy. And I wasn't really sure if you lose an attempt if you press give up. And I really wanted that loot, so yeah, let's keep fighting. Woo! That is by far the best boss I fought yet. Cool moves, sick phases, very aggressive but also felt really fair. Can't wait to meet him later on in the story. Farmed him 2 more times because I do need these materials for a bottle of water, and basically chilled doing random side quests and daily stuff until I managed to unlock the interim mission, which follows the story of police officers and people they don't like very much. Us, working together to stop something. Don't ask me, I don't actually know. You probably already know yourself, so these questions are really unnecessary. This chapter ended up being a lot less story and a lot more fighting, and I do enjoy me a good brawl. Hope you enjoyed the chaos brought about in this one. If you did, maybe a little sub plus like action, you know how it be, Thank you for watching and hope to see you in the next one, my fellow proxies. Goodbye.